Celebrity idolization has been around since the very first celebrity. I grew up during the One Direction hype, and they were being shoved down my throat from every angle to the point where just gagging sounds were just One Direction lyrics.
You're insecure.
I remember my friend had like a One Direction lunchbox. I was like she had fruit winders, ice gems, and a One Direction lunchbox. Makes my apple look a bit shit, doesn't it, mother? I also remember writing down role models in primary school. Like, obviously, some people put their parents. Don't know why you felt the need to brown nose your mother, Erica. But some people put celebrities. I think I put Usain Bolt because I used to run back then. But I also used to eat Play-Doh, so we all made bad decisions when we were younger. Also, I think someone put Deadpool, but that might have been for something else. Though due to my lack of child acquaintances, I don't really know what's on children's lunchboxes anymore, nor what they learn in school, but I think there are less, celebrity faces stuck on everything, whether it's lunchboxes or like backpacks or whatnot. I think they're more, you see more like Marvel or Disney characters, like more fictional stuff. I think I've even seen some like Fortnite themed or Minecraft themed. Either way, they're not really like as celebrity based. I just think the whole celebrity dick riding thing has died down a lot. I don't know if it's because I've gotten older and you just tend to care less about these things, or generally as a society we've kind of just moved on from this whole celebrity thing. Like even on celebrity cutouts, right, that you normally get them for like a joke. No one's actually getting them because they adore and admire the celebrity so much. Like the most popular one is Danny DeVito, and okay, my love for DeVito is endless, but people are getting him because it's a little funny, isn't it? Emphasis on little there. I think there was also David Attenborough, Ainsley Harriott. I think Bradley Walsh was there, and the Queen. Like, no one's getting them because they're like big fan. It's for goofs. We're goofing. I also think the pandemic had a big impact on the way we view celebrities. During quarantine, we all turned into like little goblins, and we would mosey about the house, and we'll go for little walks, and we'll hit pans together, and we'll make dalgona coffees or whatever. And as like isolating and as shit as that time was, it was like we could all like relate on like a global scale of what was happening, and we could relate to how shit it was, And for celebrities, however, I think their lockdown experience would have been very different to the poor people. Loads of people lost loved ones and lost jobs, and as well as that, we also got this shit.
Imagine there's no heaven.
It was so nice of them to lend a hand down to us and keep up the morale up. So if we those who survived COVID had to survive through this, and to all you Pedro Pascals out there, Pedro Pascal gals, remember this. Remember? I honestly didn't know he was in this. All I knew was Gal Gadot, and that was it. So it was really disappointing watching the video and be like, oh no, Pedro. Honestly, that song is a make or break. It broke all those celebrities, but it made Millie Bobby Brown. Like, forget Stranger Things, this was her magnum opus. We collectively shunned out the celebrities, which paved the way for the normal people, which came in the form of streamers, YouTubers, and TikTokers. I love YouTube the most out of all three. I've been a little YouTube fiend since like forever, and during lockdown I watched like the most YouTube I'd ever watched. Like, I discovered so many creators that probably wouldn't have like sought out if it wasn't for lockdown. Like, I remember me and my sister could get through so many Ludwig Among Us videos, and gotta admit, I did watch a bit of the Minecraft stuff, the Dream SMP, if you will, but there was like so many streams of that, and I would miss a couple at one point, and it was like missing an episode of like a TV show, and like I just didn't catch up. But for the little bit that I did watch, I enjoyed it. But the content at that time was like kind of went back to basics, you know. Like it was just a bunch of dudes and Nikki playing a video game. Same with Among Us, just a bunch of guys and gals just playing a stupid video game. It was like, it was nothing big. I mean, obviously because it was during a pandemic and no one could like see each other, and it was the only like, you could only do like virtual stuff or whatever. But they were just like, just people hanging out and playing games. Like old school YouTube. Same with like the E-boys. I think they were during lockdown. Like it was just people hanging out on Discord and just being silly. And that was good. That was like the most entertaining thing ever. And I know it's like there's the Mr. Beastification of YouTube and everything is like on a huge scale. But I think lockdown really helped to produce content that was just like simple and easy, but just as entertaining. Like a lot of the Mr. Beast effect was like doing everything crazy and everything must happen, like something must be happening every single second or people are gonna click off. Like a Mr. Beast video is the Primark of YouTube videos. Like you're constantly being overstimulated. It's too like, you get subtitles everywhere, you get fucking lights and shit, and then there's so many signs and it's just overwhelming and I never want to be there again. But every now and again you go see what they have. Like personally, I don't really watch any reality like TV anymore. The only like real stuff I watch is The Wheel, The Chase, and Come Dine With Me. All other like TV stuff are like fictional TV shows and whatnot. So YouTube or Twitch or whatever is like the only other real media I get. And don't get me wrong, YouTube and Twitch and all that stuff is great. You get to see all these different like creative people having an outlet to produce content, and it can be just some stupid idiot. Like anyone can do it. Like any idiot can sit here in a sweater vest with a stupid plant and just talk it, and people will watch it, and that's great. I think, especially with Twitch, you get to form a closer kind of bond with the viewer or whatever, and make that community. But also that's where a problem kind of lies, right? See, with influencers, I'm grouping YouTubers and streamers and all of them into an influencer. It's just easier to say. But with influencers, you kind of get to see more of who that person is as opposed to a celebrity. Like sure, with celebrities, you could watch like a celebrity interview or two, and sometimes they go like live on Instagram. But mainly what you see of a celebrity is a performance, whether that's like acting or singing or I don't know, or whatever else they do. Even with interviews, they're obviously structured and planned before they even go on. Like they have all this, they have like all the media training, they have things they're meant to say and not say, and they're always on it just to promote something. Like as authentic as it can look, a lot of it would have been planned. But with influencers, especially on Twitch, it's all live, baby. They have no media training, you don't know what they're gonna say, and it's usually more real because it's usually just someone and a camera, and you get to know more about them, you know. Like celebrities are people that are idolized and admired, and influencers have that, but they also have a bit of relatability to them. You know, they've built up a platform all by themselves, and they're streaming or playing a game you like. You relate to the fact that you both like this game. You're watching the content because you have the same kind of humor or something, and you even get to chat with the creator, and you can say hi to them, and they may even read out your name, and you can ask how they are, but for a price. For a price. I never really got, and I still don't really get, like, paying to be like, hello, just to get like a half-ass reply or thanks. Like, I mean, I get the wanting to support the creator, but like, I don't know, I feel like subscribing to a Patreon or something like that makes more sense to me, because at least you're like paying for something and you get more content. You get more than what you would get if you hadn't paid anything. But just, I don't know, with the whole Twitch thing, I just don't really. Well, you know, when with that whole thing where we're like, you laugh, you lose, and then you had to like pay to send in like seconds of a video. That's also really weird to me, because that's even like, you get even less, you're just sending a video. I don't know, this is also coming from someone who bought a Sug Life jumper when I was younger. So I get the whole wanting to surround yourself with that kind of like love you have for a creator. This was like 5 years ago with like watching Thatcher Joe. If he like streamed back then, I bet I would have spent millions on it. Like back when I would watch YouTube, they didn't really have anything you had to like pay for. I know like the Sugs, they did merch, and Joe did a book. I bought the fucking book. Like if I was growing up now, if I was like the same age as a lot of the Minecraft YouTuber fans, and I'm not gonna jump on the shitting on Minecraft stands or whatever, but Dream specifically has a very young audience, and his audience is like a good example of parasocial fuckery. Okay, so I did psychology in college, and so I still have the book. I still have like these revision guides, and we learned a little bit about parasocial relationships. She's what evidence? You know, it's reliable because it has a blurry picture of Harry Potter on it. So basically, we're gonna have a little teachy time. Wait, let's make me look smart, or let's just let me look, because I can't see without these on. The term para means resembling. So parasocial relationships are those which are similar to normal relationships but lack a key element. They are one-sided, unreciprocated relationship, usually with a celebrity, on which the fan gives a lot of emotional energy, commitment and time. Not the herb. Spice up your parasocial relationship with time. Coriander. Okay, so there's 3 levels to a parasocial relationship. First is the entertainment social. This is the least intense level of celebrity worship. Celebrities are viewed as sources of entertainment and fuel for social interaction. For example, a group of friends who watch EastEnders. This is dated. How many people watch EastEnders that are not like 40? Is EastEnders still going? For example, a group of friends who watch Dream, discussing stories in a magazine. Discussing stories on Twitter about Dream. Second level, intense personal. This is the intermediate level which reflects a greater personal involvement in a parasocial relationship with a celebrity. For example, a fan of Kim Kardashian may have frequent obsessive thoughts and intense feelings about her. And number 3, the worst one, borderline pathological. This is the strongest level of celebrity worship, featuring uncontrollable fantasies and extreme behaviours. These might include spending a large sum of money on a celebrity-related object, or being willing to perform an illegal act on the celebrity's say-so. At this stage, celebrity worship is seen as having gotten out of hand and could become a much more serious problem, e.g. in the case of stalking. Okay, so I bought a Sug Life jumper again. But that wasn't like a large sum of money, and it wasn't my money. It was my mother's. Thank you, Mum. There's the absorption addiction model, which is by McCutcheon. Argue that people pursue parasocial relationships due to deficits within their own life. I'm not going to try and diagnose dream stands, but for some of them, they go a little crazy, to say the least. I mean, a lot of Minecraft fans are normal people, you know. They like Minecraft. They like the little stories they make out of it. It's good entertainment, full stop. And then there's some people, I think there is quite a large number of Minecraft. I think with Minecraft stands, that community has a larger number of like borderline pathological fans than most communities. Mainly that might be just because there's just so many of them that there just would be a higher percentage, but I don't know. A parasocial relationships allows them to escape from reality or find fulfillment that they can't achieve in their actual relationships. I think the whole escape from reality thing could relate back to the pandemic and how streaming or YouTube became a little escape from COVID and how everything was going to shit, you know. I think people lost a lot of friends during quarantine. Even for me, the end of my GCSE year was cut off, so I didn't get to say a proper goodbye to anybody in my class, and I just went straight to college. I lost contact with a lot of people from school that I might have carried on talking to more if I had like spent longer and like completed the whole year. Another good thing is I didn't have to do my GCSEs, so I'm not going to take that away. I think a lot of people would have lost their friends and would have turned to Dream, or would have turned to like YouTube stuff, you know, to fill that little void. And then with that, they could have started forming a little parasocial relationship. Then there's the absorption addiction model. There are two components. Guess what they are? First is absorption. Seeking fulfillment in celebrity worship motivates the individual to focus their attention on the celebrity. They will become preoccupied with the celebrity and identify with them. I get influencers are way more identifiable than a celebrity. You get to see more of their personality, I think. I remember Dream putting down like, I'm a EFST or whatever. And so some people will be like, hey, that's like me. You know, or like, because he likes Minecraft. I like Minecraft too. We should be friends. We're friends, right? You said you love me. Addiction. Second component, addiction. Just as with addiction to a psychoactive substance, the individual needs to sustain their commitment to the celebrity by feeling stronger and closer involvement. This may lead to more extreme behaviours and delusional thinking. For example, stalking a celebrity because you believe that they really want to reciprocate your feelings, but their manager is stopping them to do so. George Not Found is stopping me from meeting Dream. There's a little questionnaire called the Celebrity Attitude Scale. If only we had it. Celebrity Attitude Scale. It's a 23-question questionnaire. If you want to do it along with me, please feel free. You answer the questions from 1 to 5, 1 being strongly disagree, 5 being strongly agree, mid at 3 being like neutral. There's a scoring system, but I don't know what it is because I don't want to find out just yet because it might influence my answers. But for the sake of this, I'm going to put down, because I don't actually watch Dream that much as in at all. So I feel nothing towards the man. So for the sake of me, I'm going to put down Ben Schwartz, one of my favourite celebrities. Or should I put Pedro Pascal? Let's put Ben Schwartz. Come on, he's in a film recently. Watch Renfield, people. I haven't watched it, but if it's good, comment below if you liked it. Okay, number 1. Join me. If you're watching this video, it's because you're a Dream stan or a Dream hater. So especially if you're a Dream stan, do this. Or don't. You don't have to do what I tell you to. Anyway, number 1. If I were to meet my favourite celebrity in person, he or she would already somehow know I'm his or her biggest fan. You can put there or they, but that's okay. Strongly disagree. Oh, I'm not going to tell you my answers because that might influence you. I share with my favourite celebrity a special bond that cannot be described in words. I am obsessed by the details of my celebrity's life. My friends and I like to discuss what my favourite celebrity has done. When something good happens to my favourite celebrity, I feel like it happened to me. One of the main reasons I maintain an interest in my favourite celebrity is that doing so gives me a temporary escape from my life's problems. I have pictures and or souvenirs of my favourite celebrity which I always keep in the same place. The successes of my favourite celebrity are my successes also. I enjoy watching, reading or listening to my favourite celebrity because it means a good time. I consider my favourite celebrity to be my soulmate. I have frequent thoughts about my favourite celebrity even when I don't want to. When my favourite celebrity dies or died, I will feel or felt like dying too. Honestly, I would be very sad if Ben Schwartz died. I probably would feel like I'd died, but I would feel very, very sad. I love to talk to others who admire my favourite celebrity. When something bad happens to my favourite celebrity, I feel like it happened to me. Learning the life story of my favourite celebrity is a lot of fun. I often feel compelled to learn about personal habits of my favourite celebrity. If I were lucky enough to meet my favourite celebrity and they asked me to do something illegal as a favour, I would probably do it. It is enjoyable just to be with others who like my favourite celebrity. When my favourite celebrity fails or loses at something, I feel like a failure myself. If someone gave me several thousands of dollars or pounds to do with as I pleased, I would consider spending it on a personal possession like a napkin or paper plate once used by my favourite celebrity. I like watching and hearing my favourite celebrity when I am in a large group of people. Keeping up with the news about my favourite celebrity is an entertaining pastime. News about my favourite celebrity is a pleasant break from a harsh world. Okay, let's go! So I think just a high score means you have a high parasocial relationship, especially having a high score on the borderline pathological one. If you have a high score on that one, you should check yourself into somewhere. You should rethink what's going on. I'm gonna just add up mine real quick. Okay, for my parasocial relationship with Ben Schwartz, I got 30 on entertainment social, 30 out of 50 on entertainment social, 9 out of 45 on intense personal, and 4 out of 20 on borderline pathological. I think I'm good. Now here's the thing with Dream, right? I don't know if you heard, but on Twitter, Dream wrote an essay about how he wanted to start a server, a Minecraft server, and Quackity also wanted to start a Minecraft server, and they both use like some kind of translation thingy so that people who spoke different languages can all communicate together. I didn't really know what it's about because I don't really care. But through the little, just reading his ramblings, there was a little bit where he put, I personally have experienced an elevated level of an in real life threats and stalkers, and even had the police involved in somebody showing up at my house and even putting trackers on my family's vehicles surrounding this drama for the first time since pre-face reveal. That's borderline pathological. It's insane. Some of them are insane, genuinely, and some of them have formed this parasocial relationship with him on like the worst kind of level. Especially, okay, so he's an adult with such an impressionable audience. He has some kind of responsibility to control his fans a little bit, and at least put more boundaries on what they do. I mean, obviously he can't control it all, and there's some stuff he does that just fuels that relationship. Like, I only just found out. Like, I was like researching this stuff, and I found out he did like this phone call thing during lockdown. I think it was like 2021, I want to say. And he had a Twitter account called Dream Hangout, and he posted his phone number, not like his actual one, but like a phone number where you could text and talk to him or something. And that would cost money because like sending a text costs. Like you would get an automate, like you would message the number and you'll get an automated text message saying, "Hi, I'm Dream, but not really." Or like you would call him and you would get like a voicemail of like, "Hi, I'm Dream, but not really." And like he would reply. I mean, I guess he wouldn't have replied to everybody because I don't know how many people signed up for it. But he had a Twitter account. And just reading through the tweets is just a bit, I don't know, like, I love and appreciate you more than you know. Like, the whole point of putting, like, you, it's like, I appreciate you, just, like, specifically you. Just like he's used you, it's like, you read it and it's like you. You know, he hasn't put, I appreciate all of you guys. So it's like a collective thing. He's specifically put you. And for you know, someone who would be a fan of Dream, they'll be like, oh, me? Took it to me? Thank you. It's just little things like that. Like in other ones he's put, oh, you guys are amazing. Yeah, he's talking to all of them. It can come across as like directly trying to speak to one individual, and like if it's a little crazy individual, they'll be like, that tweet was meant for me, wasn't it? We're besties. He meant that for me. And the whole phone call thing just comes off as weird to me. I do think Dream is like genuinely a nice guy, and like he wants to build his little community thing, and it is nice when you like meet someone, you're like, oh hey, you're a fan of the same thing, and you bond over that. And, like he has such a large audience and large like fandom. You know, it's nice that he's built this community, but in doing so he has also built that connection that's on a slightly higher level than normal. If I was like 13, 14, I probably would be into the whole Minecraft thing, and hey, I might even like buy into all that stuff. I don't think I will, actually. No, actually, you know what? No, I won't. But I get how people become so obsessed with it, especially when he does stuff like that, you know? I think it's from a good place, but the effects are not good. Like, they're like detrimental effects of like parasocial relationships. Obviously, like a lot of them aren't to that scale, but like the stalkering ones. Like I used to watch the Sidemen or whatever when they would do like GTA videos or Dead by Daylight videos or something, and like I look back on that and I'm like, hey, that was fun. I used to watch them, and seeing them now, how much they've grown, it's like, well, that's really cool. And I remember I bonded with my first friend at school over Sidemen, and you know, I look back on me watching Sidemen as like a fun little thing. But imagine looking back on you being a fan of Dream, be like, oh, that wasn't that crazy when I stalked him for that time and put tracking things on his car. That was crazy. That was a fun little stalking phase I had. Been watching too much you. Even if Dream did something real bad, I think a lot of his fans probably would still take his side. Not to stereotype the Minecraft YouTubers and stuff, but a few of them have turned out to be a little dodgy. And if Dream turns out to be one of them, he isn't. This is a hypothetical. He isn't. I think there is a danger of a lot of his fans being like, no, it's fine. It's fine. It's Dream. Dream would never. And that's when it's bad. Oh yeah, also the effects of parasocial relationships, if they're like that bad, can affect you mentally. It's like social anxiety and loneliness. Like if you've built a whole relationship on like fantasizing about someone who doesn't even know you, like, and is fake, it can be very lonely when you get out of that. You gotta watch a creator just for their content and just have that. I mean, okay, for me, I'm a big fan of Curtis Connor. His recent video he did was on Digimon. I don't have any interest in Digimon or like Pokemon. In like the card collecting aspect of it, I don't really collect cards or anything, but I still watch the video because I find his content entertaining, and I think he's an entertaining guy. And the video was good. Like it was nice to see just some dude like get excited over be like passionate about something, whether it was something that I don't really have any interest in. It was still like, you know, it was just a nice little video to see a guy to get so happy about a card, you know. But like, that's it. I watch content, you know, you sit down for however long the video is, and then you stop the video, and that's where it stops. I don't care where he lives. I don't care what he does when he isn't filming. I just don't think it's good that there are stans out there that are pathological, and I don't know if Dream... Wait. From what I could find, I don't think Dream has really said anything about parasocial relationships. I mean, if he has, Sorry. But he hasn't really done anything to stop it, or anyone with that much influence and like power over that like number of teenagers should at least say something, or at least have a few boundaries put up. It could help him and would definitely help his younger audience. I just think he has some responsibility over it all and should do something about it. Yeah, and it's not like he hasn't heard of parasocial relationships. I think the whole concept of parasocial is being more talked about now than it like ever has been. Mainly because, everything's online more now, and it's just easier. More of that type of relationship is being formed just from the like sheer amount of like availability influencers have. Like, there's so much content you can consume of one person, you're gonna feel like you know them. Or when they say I love you or I appreciate you, you're gonna like feel it in some sense, especially if you admire that person to begin with. If they're like saying all these things, some people are gonna believe it, and they shouldn't. Dream doesn't know you. Dream doesn't love you. Dream honestly wouldn't care if you died tomorrow, because he doesn't know you. He might be like, oh, that was kind of sad, and then he would move on. Okay? If you like this video, give a like, and remember that I love you, and I appreciate you, and you mean the world to me, and you are my best friend. Thank you for watching.